The supply chain breakdown continues to cause problems nationwide, and some predict it could get much worse. Here's One America's Scott Wheeler.
Shortages of imported and domestic goods across the nation are causing retailers and consumers to panic. Some are even labeling this a supply chain emergency. Ships carrying these supplies are backed up 60 deep off the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles, with wait times to unload at 2 or more weeks. Peter St. Onge is a supply chain expert and research fellow at the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, these are really critical ports for the entire country. They sort of act as choke points on the entire supply chain. The entire supply chain is important because, of course, that brings in, toys for Christmas, but more importantly, it brings in components that factories need in order to get food on people's shelves. So people are seeing empty shelves.
Joe Biden has been quick to blame Americans for consuming too much and the private sector for failing to deliver.
We need major retailers who order the goods and the freight movers who take the goods from the ships to factories and to stores to step up as well. These private sector companies are the ones that hire the trucks and rail cars and move the goods.
But Mr. St. Onge says this is not the case.
The administration is saying that this is just COVID. Everybody was bored. They were sitting at home. They bought too many Peloton exercise bikes. That is not actually what the statistics say. The Port of LA actually handled fewer containers than last year. But that's sort of, what they're claiming here. Really, the worst of it.
So it's not the demand. That's not the issue here.
It is not the demand.
So what is the issue? St. Onge says that 2 California laws that have recently gone into effect are mostly responsible. One is a bill intended to punish the rideshare company Uber. It caused collateral damage to the independent truck drivers.
AB 5 was sold as a anti-Uber bill, okay, and it basically cracks down on independents, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of contractors, and that AB 5 bill hit truckers in California. It might have been sold as the anti-Uber bill, but it turned into the anti-trucker bill. It's really caused a lot of havoc across California.
But that's not all the Democrat-controlled government of California did to slow down the supply chain.
So a lot of truckers left California. Now, at the same time, truckers, especially in California, were hit by kind of a 1-2 punch. And the second one were these CARB emission standards. So they've been in the works for years, but they finally triggered. And what those do is effectively, it's sold as like a global warming type regulation, and they take a lot of the older trucks out of commission. Okay, so any truck after 2011, if your truck is older than 3 years, a lot of truckers have to upgrade. Now, remember, these are independent contractors. So if they've got to upgrade their truck, that's out of pocket. So, and that can be several tens of thousands. So what a lot of truckers did in California is they just left the state.
Because it was no longer profitable for them to stay and haul freight from the port. And so
that's exactly it.
St. Onge says that despite the Biden administration's claims that it is working to fix the problems, the reality is it could get much worse.
Now, the concern here is that Democrats in Congress, they want to take both of those nationwide. So they've been trying to sneak in essentially a nationwide AB 5 that would be anti-contractor, anti-independent, and also on the emissions. So the EPA has expressed interest in taking the CARB nationwide because they're on the hunt against global warming.
In other words, the supply chain problem that exists now because of laws in California could become exponentially worse if Democrats in Congress get their way. For One America News in Washington, I'm Scott Wheeler.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.